Hey folks, welcome to week 13 of GID 109, Intro to Web Design. How's everybody doing? All right, let's hop over into the week 13 module and see what's going on. All right, so at this point you have completed all of the initial steps for Project 2, your excellent e-commerce site. You've done all your prep steps, all your planning, all your wireframing, your user testing, made some adjustments to your initial design ideas based on your user testing results, and now it's time to actually start designing and building the site. So we're going to hop into Adobe Photoshop, Adobe Illustrator, and create all the artwork and buttons and figure out your typography and color palettes and gather all your images or create all your images that you're going to need for the site. So that's step 9. And then when you're done with that, we hop into step 10 and start building the prototype. So just to pay attention to the timeline here for a second, we are on week 13. There are 15 weeks in the semester, so you have 3 full weeks to get the final deliverable done, which is deliverable number 3, of course. So lots of time to work on this, but at the same time, there is a lot of work to do, so make sure that you are setting aside the appropriate amount of time in your schedule to work on this. There is one consumable this week, this video here, Toy Design at Fisher-Price. This is a chat with Mark Zeller, who is the head designer over at Fisher-Price. It's about 30 minutes. It's a really nice talk in front of an audience, so check it out. It'll give you some insight into the world of toy design, which of course is related to what we are doing here. All right, so back to our website design. So over here, of course, on the assignment, the excellent e-commerce site, we are now fully into the web design workflow. And so the main thing we are going to focus on right now is deliverable 3, right? Your full prototype, which involves these steps down here. Deliverable 2 is already done and in the can. So we're going to be working on step 9, which is to create all your artwork. It says here Adobe Illustrator, but of course you are free to use Adobe Photoshop 2 if you would like, depending on the type of graphics and visual elements that you're going to need for the site. Now, of course, you only have that one photograph from FIT's website, so you're going to have to sort of decide how to extrapolate that into more graphics since you only have the one photo. But I'll show you a couple examples of other students' work in a minute so you can sort of see the direction they went in. Then, of course, you're going to hop into Adobe XD and start building the prototype. Naturally, it has to be both visually appropriate and function at the same time using the prototyping tools. So that is where we're heading right now, and we're starting it this week. So again, we've got all this week, all next week, and most of week 15 to get it done. Week 15 is technically finals week, but it is in fact a week of class as well. So that's where you'll be finishing up. And we're going to have some final presentations of our project, but we'll talk about that next week. Right now, let's just get rolling on the design, okay? Just a reminder, there are no exams, there are no final tests in this class. It's a project-based class, and I really want people to focus on doing the best job they can in the projects. And so the final thing we will do for finals week will be a final presentation of that project. So you don't have to do anything really above and beyond the project itself, but we'll talk about the specifics of the presentation next week. All right, let's look at a couple examples. So this here is an example of this exact same project done by another student in a different class. And so I just wanted to sort of show you what their solution was in terms of not just the site design, but also how they handled the graphics. Because again, you just have that one photograph that we pulled from the FIT website. And so here's the photo she pulled. She went with this stuffed monkey character. And she went with this idea of Elton and the Jungle Gang, probably because the monkey kind of resembles Elton John, the musician, a little bit. And so this is their site design. But not so much talking about the UX design of the site. Just take a look at the visuals in that. So sure, she has that one photo to focus on, but she created a real simple graphic of the character here. She went with some Photoshop elements up here of different sort of jungle type plants. And then as we go from page to page, we have his accessories, as it were his friends. He has additional plush toys, including the lion, the sloth, the this guy here, and the zebra. And so you can see that she just made sort of graphical versions of them. So if you enjoy illustration and you want to do an illustrated collection of graphics, certainly do that. If you want to make icons or pictograms, you can do that. If you want to do some photo manipulation, you can do that. So really, this is meant to lean into whatever your strengths are in terms of image creation. So don't feel pressured one way or the other. I really want you to do the best with the skills you have, because we really want to focus our attention on the layout and functionality of the site, right? And so she has a few other things here, and with regards to games people can play, back to the home screen, you can get to the shopping cart, etc., etc. So just one example. Now here's another example from a different student, this one here, which is the kitchen playset. And you can see here that this one is similarly very graphic in nature. She didn't even use the photograph from the FIT website. In fact, she sort of went ahead and made these really flat graphical elements. This is a replication of the kitchen website. You can see that as we sort of go through the site here, we go to the Learn More site, there's more of these sort of flat graphical representations of the other types of elements, including this laundry center and this planting center, and so on and so forth. So that's another way to go, is to simply not show the photograph at all and just go with your own representations of them, however you like to sort of illustrate or represent that. So that is definitely an option as well. So be creative about it, think about how you want to go with it, and then get working on it. So spend a lot of time developing your visual elements, really take a good look at a reasonable color palette. You can certainly pull the colors from the original photo or come up with a palette that has a particular meaning to you or a meaning to the product. Spend a lot of time picking out your fonts. Don't really go with more than 2 fonts, because remember, you have associated type styles to work with, so I'll give you plenty to work with. Think of a logo or a type treatment you're going to use for your toy. So lots of stuff to develop this week, lots of brainstorming. All right, so if you want to show me your stuff in progress, if you have any questions, need a little feedback, certainly hop on the Zoom office hours or email me. Either way, I'm happy to check in early and look at the stuff as we go along over these next 3 weeks of building, designing, and constructing. All right, have a great day, and I'll talk to you